Morning guys, how we doing? Yeah, you caught me again at the dishes, but can I just explain why? I know I should be doing the dishes at night, but it's so bloody cold in here at night, you can't walk on the floor. It's so painful to walk on the floor, so we have to run from the kitchen door to the bathroom, do what we got to do and run back out. There's no way that we can stand in the kitchen. Even though we got the new back door, it's absolutely freezing in here. Freezing. And that's after having the heating on for about 2-3 hours. It's horrible. Really, really awful. And so I'm leaving the dishes till the morning at the moment because it's a little bit warmer in the mornings. I mean, it's been getting to -5 here at night, Celsius. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if that was the temperature in our bathroom and kitchen at night time. Not even kidding. Anywho, moving on. It's the 25th? Is it 25th or 24th? It's the 25th. I did my Pokemon this morning, so it's the 25th of January 2021. And as you can see, I'm in the kitchen. Now, half the country is covered in snow this morning. We're not. We're not. And if you look on the Met Office website, even my sister who hates snow's got snow. See this face? Is it impressed? It's not impressed. It's not impressed. It's alright. She deserves to have something nice to look at. She's stuck indoors, so you know it's good for her to have something to look at. Yeah, so you're all stuck in the snow, some of you. Do you know what we've got? We've got one of the hardest frosts I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to lie to you, I've never seen a frost last longer than about 10 a.m. This one, 3 days old now. 3 days old. That's how cold it is. Our ground is frozen. I'm not sure about the plants. I daren't go and look at the brassicas. I can see them from the front, and the romescos are so heavy with all the frost that the leaves are just curled right over. I'm really, really hoping that once this defrosts a bit, they'll bounce back. We're due for some rain in the next couple of days, so that should help to melt it a bit, at least. Of course, it won't help those who are stuck in the flood areas, but you know, yeah, what can I say? I'm pretty careful about where I live. I always look, I figure, if you live by a river, at some point it's going to flood. That's the way I look at it. And if you live in a valley, at some point that's going to flood. So you want to be on the highest point of the valley. And you want to be a fairly decent distance away from any bloody river. As much as you want to be close to a river, because it's a nice good water source, it's great for fishing and all that kind of stuff. You know, if that's what you're into, it's going to flood. And unless you got a boat, not a lot you can do about it. So, you know, it just is what it is. However, I do feel sorry for my friends who do live in places that are near rivers or on the back of a river or whatever, and pay stupid amounts of money for the privilege and end up every year with the same issue, getting their feet wet. Kind of sucks. I mean, where we used to live in Queensland, all our houses were on 6 to 8 foot stilts. Now you got to look at that when you buy a house in Australia and it's on 6 to 8 foot stilts. You got to think about it, and you got to go, well, why is that? And then you suddenly think, so the water can go underneath. Yeah. so the water can go underneath. As we found out a couple of times, sometimes the water gets so high, even that's not enough over there. So, you know, it's something to think about. When with what we're doing, with looking at where we're going to be going, we're going to be close enough to where we want to be without putting ourselves in the middle of a floodplain or whatever. We're still within either a short car ride or walking distance of water, which is what we want. We want to be somewhere nice and quiet where, you know, we don't have to worry about too many idiots. There'll be a different sort of idiot, obviously. We're kind of hoping village idiot, which is fine because that's entertaining then. But, you know, it is what it is. But we'll see how we go. Anywho, yeah, there you have. Because we want somewhere where we can be us without any kind of, you know, having to explain ourselves or apologise for ourselves or any of that kind of stuff. We just want to be us. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who just want to be you. And unfortunately, the way people are, that if you're not the same as them, they think you're a bit bonkers. And there's a lot of them going about at the minute. And they seem to be very, very, very loud at the moment. Which is not fun for any of us. And frankly, I'm not going to be wearing a uniform of any description for anybody. And I'm not going to apologise for my choices either. I will put my hands up when I do the wrong thing, absolutely. But I'm not going to apologise for making a decision that other people haven't. You know? I'm not going to apologise for my beliefs. I'm not going to apologise for any of that. Because I'm not an apologist. And I'm not going to be an apologist. And I refuse to be an apologist. I absolutely point blank refuse. My path is a path I walk. Now, I'm getting arsy about this, and I am. Because someone that I really respect quite highly, who is on YouTube, has felt the need to explain why he hasn't done what everybody else did. And frankly, I think that's bullshit. I understand that he feels that he needs to because of the people who watch him or whatever, or follow him or are friends with him or whatever, but do you know what? At the end of the day, it's nobody else's business but your own. Do you know what I mean? It's up to you. If you feel you're in a good position, stay where you are. If other people are dealing with shit managers and shit working environment, let them deal with it their way. If they have to leave, let them go. But you should never have to explain yourself for the whys and wherefores of why you didn't do what everybody else bloody did. And I think that sucks. You know? I mean, okay, just for example, okay, those who, the majority of people who tend to be on YouTube tend to have a niche, a thing that they do, right? Okay, but they're all very, in their 20s, 30s, they're all younger. The ones that get really, really popular, you know, they're cute, they bounce around like an idiot, you know, they're all kinds of, you know, whatever they are, and everybody loves them. Fine, cool. Well, I'm a middle-aged fat old bird who is disabled, who is just doing what she does on a daily basis, and this is my journal of my journey. I'm not going to apologise for not doing this when I was 20. Because when I was 20, I was a junkie and I was a drunk junkie. So I wouldn't have done this anyway. And at the time that I was 20, I wasn't allowed to have a computer in the house. Not kidding. Not even kidding. In fact, the computer I did get only had 12 gig of RAM on it, or 12 gig of memory on it. And it wasn't even enough to put the software on, the running software on. So I sent it back. I didn't get into computers until 2004, 2003, 2004, 2003, I think, when I got my first computer. Okay, so, you know, and I've had to learn everything from scratch. Absolutely everything from scratch. Because everything that I ever used to have to do was on paper and pen. So that's the way I've done it. I'm not going to apologise for not being cute and not doing it in my 20s, because you would not have wanted to watch me when I was in my 20s, because I was a horrible, horrible person. Not even joking. I was a shitty person who was messed up, who was very angry, who ran around like a lunatic, doing all the wrong things with all the wrong people. I had 2 kids by the time I was 24, 23, you know, 23, 24, you know, and I was a shitty parent. I did what I could, and I did the best I could, but I was already damaged. I was severely traumatised by the way that I'd been brought up. And I had no life skills, which is another reason why I'm doing this, because I'm trying to teach the stuff that I had to learn. So, you know. But there's days when I want to put a video out and I can't, and that's because I'm not well enough. Now, these are all repercussions of a misspent youth. It is what it is. I might have a checkered history, whatever, but I'm not going to apologise for it, because I wouldn't be the person I am if I did. You know? So, at the end of the day, I'm not apologising for my decision making. I'm not. I'm not going to. I've apologised to the people that I needed to, but everybody else, it's none of their business. And to those of you who feel like you need to make a public apology to people for the way that you've lived your life or made a decision in one way or the other, tell them to fuck off. What's he going to do with them anyway? That's your business, buddy. Yours. Okay? So, I'm going to go. I need a brew. Yeah, I need a brew. I'm going to go. Because I've got work to do. I have stuff to do. And I will see you guys later on. Mwah. So, just to recap, don't be an apologist. Do your thing your way. And keep your business is your business. Love you guys. Bye.